Alright, so I want to talk about something, and I think I'll go about it by talking about this book. You guys want to know more books to read? Big surprise, Paulo Coelho, The Zahir. And this was probably one of my most favorite books, and I really wasn't completely confident as to why until recently. The book is basically about a couple that are married, and the woman disappears. The man does not know what happened to her. I'll leave it at that. He basically spends, the book is about him searching for her, but in his quest for her, he really ends up finding himself. And the reason I want to talk about this, and the reason I think that this is important, is because it's such a simple concept, and some of you watching may be aware of it, may not be, who knows, but in any case, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter, but I made a comment the other night. I was watching the Paris Hilton documentary. She is somebody who I can't say that I've liked her or disliked her or whatever. She's just kind of existed and whatever. I made a comment that I had a newfound respect for her. And the reason is this. What I realized in watching that documentary is that she has so many people who love her and so many people who hate her because she simply is herself. Period, the end. Every time we see her on a reality show or whatever, that's not really her, but that's okay. Who's to say that that is wrong? She realizes that people view her and have their own perception of her as being this dumb, blonde heiress with tons of money, and so why not capitalize off of that and play the role? Nothing wrong with that. But the fact of the matter is, I think that people truly are drawn to her again and dislike her because she is herself. She goes out to clubs if she wants to go out to clubs. People are like, oh my god. Hi, who doesn't do that? And if you don't do that, that's probably because you have no desire. Like, whatever. She does what she wants. She got out of a car and her vagina showed. Oh my god, because, none of us have ever seen a vagina before. Big deal. Well, she wasn't wearing underwear. That's not ladylike. She's a whore. Why? Was she fucking anyone? No. And she made a statement in her documentary that that was the only time in her life that she's really truly been embarrassed was at the sex tape, because that was an intimate moment that she was sharing with her at the time boyfriend, and he kind of exploited her, and yeah, basically. But aside from that, like, she didn't feel like wearing underwear. What's the big deal? Who made the rule that we have to do this and we have to follow all of these rules? And when I have thought about people in my life, myself kind of included in this a little bit, there's certain people that I know that others genuinely are drawn to and either really love or really hate. One of my friends, I asked her last night, I said, why do you think that people are always drawn to you? And she's like, oh, because I'm strong. And that may be part of it, but I think it's more so that she's very blunt and she doesn't sugarcoat her words. She says what everyone else wants to say, but doesn't really have the balls to say. And that's why people like her, because, or are drawn to her, but people also hate her because they may not want to hear what she has to say. Fine. But it's interesting to me because I think in order to truly be happy and content is really very simple, and it's weird because we've been kind of told it our entire lives growing up in school. Everyone, even the army, be all that you can be, believe in yourself, all of that. And I think for the majority of us from the time that we're born, we are not encouraged to be ourselves. We are encouraged to be what other people want us to be, starting with our parents. And it's not necessarily wrong of them, it's just that they have these dreams for us. They want us to be a doctor. They want us to be successful, but that is in whatever success means to them. Our definition of success might be something different, but being our parents, we don't want to disappoint them. So a lot of us will go down whatever their route is, or if we want to follow our own dreams and do what makes us happy, we kind of limit that for other people. Even if we're in a relationship and somebody doesn't like something that we do, we kind of learn to numb that part of ourselves down in order to make the other person happy, and that shouldn't happen. I feel like you have to learn to be happy within yourself. And so back to this book, what it talks about is basically letting go of yourself, or letting go of what you think you are. So if you are unhappy in any portion of your life, whether it's your relationship, your career, your school, your money situation, anything, you are responsible for that. And it's such a simple concept, just be yourself, whatever makes you happy. And I think that a lot of times that manifests in we are afraid of ourselves. We're afraid because we're afraid that everybody's going to judge us as, oh, that's wrong, or we don't meet their expectations. The only expectations that matter are your own. And I can sit here and preach these words, but it's a concept that I'm struggling with it, and I'm trying to understand it. And I think that when you truly are happy, and when your true self, who you are at your core, not all of these things that have been put on you since birth, when all of these things, or when the true you at your core kind of shines through, people are drawn to that. And people either appreciate it or they are mad about it, and so they dislike you because they see you happy and they're jealous. In their head, I want that, I'm mad that I don't have that, so I'm going to dislike you. And that's basically where that comes from. And I don't know, I was on Facebook, and it's funny because I know most of you probably would not even ever believe this, but I was such a bully in high school to this, especially this one girl in particular. And a few years ago, she added me on MySpace, and I accepted, but I never spoke to her. She would comment on my photos. Even to this day, she added me on Facebook, I don't know how long ago, and I accepted her request, but I still haven't spoken to her because I feel so horrible because I was so mean. And looking at her now, I realize that I was angry at her. More so, I was angry at myself because I was jealous, because she really was one of those people that just lived in the moment and did and said and acted however she wanted to. She was very confident in herself. And I lashed out and was a straight up bitch to her and bullied her. And obviously she had strong enough character to not even let that really affect her. So there we go. I think it's important for us to embrace who we really are in those moments. If you feel like dancing, dance. If you feel like singing, sing. If you feel like saying something, say it. And I think that we manipulate people, and we place value on the words of manipulate. Manipulation is something bad. But if we are hiding any part of ourselves and we are not telling the truth to the world, we're controlling what we want the world to see. And it's not that there's anything wrong with that, but oftentimes we manipulate people's perceptions because we are afraid of people judging us. Don't live your life in fear. And again, it's easy for me to sit here and preach all of this, but it's definitely something that I am still struggling with myself and still kind of learning how to do. So yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments.